It was a dramatic day in the Harvey Weinstein retrial on Wednesday, the jury reaching a partial verdict, finding the former Hollywood producer guilty of forcibly subjecting a woman to a criminal sex act in 2006. The jury acquitted Weinstein on a second criminal sex act charge, but they're deadlocked, they appear to be at least, on a third charge of rape. Deliberations are set to continue today. And joining us now is trial attorney Michelle Thomas. Michelle, welcome to you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So let's start with the basics here. How common is it for a jury to reach a partial verdict?
You know, it's not all that uncommon when you're dealing with a high-profile, complex case like this. I mean, Harvey Weinstein is known to many. It's a retrial, and there's so much evidence to be presented, and it shows that the jury is taking each charge very seriously and weighing it one by one, as it should be.
Is this a uniquely not just difficult deliberation, but heavy workload for a jury, considering, as you mentioned, they have three separate charges for one defendant that they need to obviously discuss at length each step of the way?
Yeah, but what makes this complex is that a conviction must come with a unanimous jury. And so you have all these different lenses and all these different perspectives of the evidence presented. Also, it's been a lengthy trial, so it's a lot of witnesses to recall, a lot of evidence to have to sort through. And so, yes, it is a challenge, but we see that these jurors take their job very seriously. You don't leave your common sense at the door. And so there was a lot of vigorous debate, as we saw this week, from that jury room.
Weinstein's attorney, meanwhile, has asked for a mistrial, argues that the court is not protecting jurors. On what grounds would a mistrial actually be granted in this situation?
Well, when you have a case where jurors are alleging, whether it be intimidation, that there's been some sort of injustice done in the process, where they have felt that they're in jeopardy or compromised themselves, certainly a court could consider a mistrial. But that is often uncommon in cases, and as we've seen so far, that has not been the case in this Weinstein trial.
Does the fact that we have this partial verdict with one of the three charges remaining give you a sense that it's a really deadlocked and potentially hung jury on that third charge? Or do you have a sense that even though they're deadlocked at the moment, they intend on getting back in there and deliberating to charge either way?
Absolutely. We can see by the verdicts that have come out, there was one acquittal for one charge and one conviction for the other, and that the jury has been unable to reach a unanimous decision on this third charge of rape indicates that there are very strong opposing opinions within that jury room. And as we know, it has to be unanimous. And what we don't want is a juror to just concede because they feel pressured by other jurors. That's what the court does not want. So I think the court's going to encourage the jury to continue deliberating until they can try to reach a verdict on this last issue.
Michelle Thomas, trial attorney. Michelle, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And we are on a verdict watch for whenever that final decision comes down on that final charge. We'll have live coverage streaming on CBS News New York.